Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Colorado Shirenji, Patricia Epperson, Glorious E, everyone. Have unconditional love, Taro. Okay, today is Wednesday. The week is going by fast. Having said that, I don't know how many of you have heard of Poland doing an investigation into what happened between, or what went on basically between Epstein and Russia. Do you guys remember at one point a while back, those of you who have been with me for a long time will remember I said at some point they are going to be part of some of the shenanigans that we know Trump got himself involved in, and he can be potentially blackmailed. We will find out about it. Intuitively, I feel like saying Poland knows pretty much, or quite a lot, about what went on. And it's not only the leaders of Poland. A lot of people in Europe are aware. And you know, intuitively I feel, and logically as well, when you're in a business like Epstein was in, okay, it travels. People, and in fact, people have to know in order for you to keep bringing in new customers. And in his case, he's hoping for people with lots and lots and lots of money so he can keep them coming, meaning financing his lifestyle. And, one more thing I'm being shown. If you notice how Trump operates, it's almost the same, similar to the way Epstein operates, in a sense that they have something over you. And if you look at what happened between Minneapolis, or what's going on in Minneapolis, all of a sudden Trump decided, oh, well, let's put out some troops and see what happens. But he's doing that because people are turning on him, and all kinds of stuff are happening, and they are not positive for him. So that's the leverage. Okay. The same thing with Epstein. I mean, that's why they got along so well. They have the same way of, they have something on somebody, okay? If they are negotiating with you over anything, intuitively I feel, they will say, well, nice airplane you have there, it would be a shame if somebody dangs it, things like that. That's what people like those guys do. So Epstein, that's what he does. To keep more customers coming, people like Bill Gates, among others, they have to give him money. If they come for a drink over his house, that's Epstein's house. It's very expensive. You got to pay. And not that those guys don't know, the difference between cheap and expensive is they've been, living large for a long time, so they know even if they weren't born in it. But my friends, my prediction is hold on to your hats, because intuitively I feel the notion that Poland is going to start investigating is baloney. Yes, they are doing it to cover up, they don't want to anger Trump. What they're going to do is, well, there are going to be leaks. Or, people talk. Those, I don't know exactly how, but because also I said a while back, the intelligence community would put his shenanigans out. Watch that. That's my prediction. It's coming. And the other reason, people in Europe are going to do are more inclined right now to lick his dirt is because of what he did with Greenland. And also, he thinks he can bully everybody. And he doesn't have the forethought or to think to if I keep doing this to people, one of these days it's going to bite. It's about to bite. Let's see what happens. That's my prediction. And let me look at because this one, yeah, that was the first topic on my title. Now, the next reference is, I'm sure all of you are aware, the way Trump is going about erasing anything, any contribution, any minorities have made to this country. And today, he's going to raise, or sometime soon, I don't have nothing against Christopher Columbus, but from what I understand, I was shocked when I didn't know how bad things went after he discovered America. Okay, I don't remember all the details of what went wrong. Sorry, friends, I don't remember all that history. But Trump is he's going to put Ronald Reagan put it somewhere in the White House. Trump is going to do the same thing. Intuitively, I feel he's going to continue to disrespect minorities in this country. And, well, the immigrants he doesn't like are anyone of color. And I don't know how many of you heard that he basically said, well, if you are not a citizen and if you have a business, you want a small business loan, you can't do that anymore. And I bet you, mostly people of color usually need those loans because, or unless you have friends and families who have a little means that can invest in your company or help you get started. Otherwise, you have problems. At that one point, I tried to even, doing this, I was thinking of ways of see if I can get a loan to keep me, so I can hire somebody and, not a lot, but create like a small business. I couldn't do it because I couldn't get any money anywhere. Okay, so I understand the plight of any minority business person not being able to find funding, and then the last place you could go if you have a potential for anything, a fighting chance to get something, to block it. But my friends, I don't feel this is going to last. Thank God. He's going to continue. He will be stopped. But and don't be mistaken, Vance won't be doing exactly the way Trump is doing it. But when he ascends to the presidency, he will continue some of those same policies, thinking that the MAGA base, will continue to support him. Basically, that's what he's shooting for. And he's hoping he can manipulate them and keep control of them like Trump is doing. That's why you see him saying some crazy stuff. It's not going to work for him. But expect Trump to continue to assault the intelligence of people of color and people around him. As I'm saying this, I can't remember her name, but the actress Lupita Nyong'o was hired by somebody, I believe he's a producer or a director, Christopher Nolan, for apart. Elon Musk dared. Basically, he insulted Christopher Nolan because he hired Lupita Nyong'o. Can you imagine this? The reason why I'm bringing that up is to show you the mindset of those guys, and they are all friends with Trump. Oh, by the way, Peter Thiel and somebody else. I'm going back to the first topic that I was talking about. Peter Thiel is just, he's the same way too. He's shared the same mentality, biases against anyone that's different from him. But somebody on MSNBC this morning said Epstein met with Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel and Epstein met with the Russian ambassador. And after that, Peter Thiel was the first one who contributed to a Trump PAC after he had that meeting. I forget the name of that gentleman, but he's a writer he's English. He's a pretty smart guy. I don't remember his name right now, but the main thing is there is more to this whole thing Trump is calling a hoax about Russia. There's more to that meet the eyes, and we'll find out about them. But to go back to the way Trump and his administration are trying to erase any contribution made by any minority in this country, he's going to continue to do it. And it's going to get worse. And it's not only the way they are going about it, systematically erasing anything good any minority has contributed to this country, but also I am not sure how they're going to do it, but the way I'm getting this, he wants to control as well. Okay, how companies go about hiring minorities. I know he's using an approach right now in schools. Expect him to do the same like they are doing at CBS. And by the way, I'm sure you guys know CBS rating is cratering. But my prediction is he's going to try to do that until he leaves office. Or, well, that's the only thing that can stop him. But my friends right now, they have him, Miller and company are very dangerous as far as things they will do that will not only hurt this country and financially, okay? The actions are affecting our economy, the country's economy, because of his hatred. For example, a minority create an electronic company that's developing a medical device, okay? For example, that, similar to defibrillators, pacemakers, okay? Something like that. But the person lacks the fund because of his hatred. The person is not going to find the fund and will probably go out of business. But if the person had the money, they create the device, more money for the country. So he's going to continue doing those things because they are short-sighted. I hope I explained that properly. Him going out to hurt immigrants, okay, will affect the economy, will affect our country at the same time. And it's all because of his hatred. I hope I said that. Everyone understand. I have to make sure sometimes. Me, because of the way I get things and I interpret it. The other thing, some of you have asked me a couple of questions. Somebody asked me about Mamdami's mom and Epstein. I don't feel there was anything between Mamdami's mom and Epstein, okay? And I don't know how many of you heard this morning that the Washington Post is laying off a whole bunch of journalists, just like Elon Musk. Those guys, because, at least Bezos, he created something. A lot of it was You know, his ideas, I give him a little more credit than Musk. Yes, because you are good at this, okay? You think you can take over other businesses and it's going to be great because it's you. I don't know how many of you heard how many people are being laid off. I think someone else is going to have to buy that newspaper. That's my prediction. That's basically why I am mentioning this, okay? And he doesn't care, obviously, because his focus is he's competing with Elon Musk, so he's licking Trump's boots. Having that much money, why? All you have to do, create something that's better than Musk, whatever Musk has. They're basically competing with, about satellites. Who's going to win government contract to launch the space shuttles and whatever other things that our government wants to launch into space. Just create a better mousetrap, as they say, and you will get the contract. You outshine Musk at every turn, because if you demonstrate a good product, you will get the job. But instead, basically, he thought he was going to, because if you guys remember, there was somebody from California. He owns a newspaper. He's German as well. The LA Time, I believe he owns the LA Time. Okay. He said one of the major components when someone wants to change democracy or any type of government into a dictatorship, the media is the most important component of what you need to do that. Just like Fox News was trying to do, they're failing. Yes, they have a captive audience. They've been very successful at manipulating those people, but they are limited. Okay, they generate enough money to make the owners happy, but the point I'm trying to make is Bezos was trying to do the same thing with the Washington Post. Make it like an arm of the Trump administration and spread propaganda. As I'm sure you guys remember, he said they're going to say things that are favorable to the government, to Trump, basically. Okay? So he's using and destroying people's lives in order for him to flatter Trump and lick his boots, so Trump can let him lick his boots in order for him to get a lousy contract, instead of getting the contract the right way. But my friends, Elon is a better bootlicker than he is. Elon is going to go through his own stuff too. But Elon has a leg up on him, although he messed up. But Elon has already have contracts. I don't feel all this shenanigan Bezos have been pulling or trying to do is going to help him. That's my prediction. The next reference is another question someone asked me. The Tulsi Gabbard controversy. Like I said yesterday, but it's still, this morning there is news about it. The whistleblower threatened that if she does not go to Congress to explain what happened, he's going to go to Congress himself this coming Friday. I don't know how many of you heard that. I feel the person is serious, and I feel we may not know what's going on, or we may not know what the secret national security is. We won't know, but it's not going to turn out good for Gabbard. Yesterday I predicted that she may go to prison. I feel there's a very good chance of that. That's my prediction. Even if she doesn't go right away, because there will be more, Intuitively, I feel like saying there's so much that has gone on behind the scenes that we don't know much about, and there's competition as well to be in Trump's good favors, and she's desperate, Gabbard that is, because a lot of cabinet meetings she wasn't there, and this week was the first time in months Trump even mentioned her name. She was not even in the team when, according to experts, I don't know what her function would be when we attacked Venezuela, but she was nowhere to be seen. And that was part of the reason why she took charge of, or at least take part in seizing those documents in Georgia. There's going to be a price for a whole lot of those things. And intuitively, I feel seizing those documents is going to blow up in their faces. That's my prediction. And it's not going. What Trump is trying to do with it is not going to work. Somebody asked me long questions. Oh, somebody asked me a question. I am wondering if you pick up anything regarding the White House come 2028. Will it be used by the next administration or turn into a museum? No, I don't feel the White House is going to be turned into a museum. No. You know what came to mind when the person asked me that question? I was thinking of, because of the way Trump redecorated it, that the next president may not want to use it. It's easy to remove those things. If I'm not mistaken, I know some of you may know even better than I, because those things are gold. You buy those papers and you have a brush, and you brush them in. I think with a heat gun, you can remove that stuff. So no, I don't see it. I don't see that happening. Then also another question was, somebody said, I was hoping you could give your impression on the statement Trump made about federalizing elections. Not going to happen, obviously, because of what's been stated. I believe I said something about that the day before yesterday, and also the Constitution. But everyone knows. In fact, if you were watching CNN this morning, Americans want nothing to do with Trump meddling in elections. They don't trust him. So, but the main reason why he can't do anything, he can talk and dream all he wants, according to experts, and I don't see him being able to do anything about it. I'm pretty sure it's because of what the experts are saying. The Constitution is underway. Okay. And the person said he knows Republicans can't win honestly in the midterm. That's what going into Fulton County and taking those ballots was all about. Exactly. The BS about providing he's winning in 2020 is a smokescreen. Agreed. They are testing what they can get away with. Yes. And his first term, Mike Flynn suggested he declare martial law. Yes, and grab those machines. Yeah, but thank God that didn't happen. And this time, I think Democrats are ready. They are anticipating. I don't know for sure. I heard somebody, I don't remember, Schiff was being interviewed, and he said they are preparing for any eventuality that Republicans throw at them. So I'm glad in fact, I reported that. I said I'm glad Democrats are standing up, because that's been my complaint all along. Democrats have to keep their eyes on the prize, because just like last year, I kept reminding people Democrats have to keep their eyes on the prize, and they didn't. And also the cunning way of Republicans do things. They were able to discourage a lot of people, So a lot of minorities that didn't go vote. More people who are anti-women went out to vote, and they voted for him. And now they are all eating crow. Okay. Having said that, let me see if you guys have any questions. Raymond Di Pasquale says poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Oh, yes. Okay, Hakutai says, okay. Celtic Seer says, will Shady V actually become P? If so, for how long? Only the balance of the term. I don't feel he's going anywhere. He's hoping he's hoping he can, not hoping, he will run again. He will run in 28. I don't feel he's going to make it. My guy don't like him. So he's done. Somebody said, who said? Somebody said something that's pretty funny here. The way the White House is decorated now, I'm paraphrasing, is something Liberace threw up. Oh my God. Craig Dixon says, ICE is not going after the worst. They are hiring them. You know, I was thinking about that, the same thing this morning, Craig, because they were showing them running after citizens in a park. And they arrested one. I don't know. They didn't say why. It was in a video. And that exact thought occurred to me. Then I said, trusting the federal government's control over our elections is like walking into a den of hungry lions. That's true. But, you know, even then, I hope, I'm sure Democrats are smarter than I am when it comes to elections and stuff like that. People have been saying they will, deploy ICE agents around those polling places. I believe the people who are saying those things, I feel they are right. Okay? And also, the way those agents are going around harassing people, hurting people, the way they behave, they're like a bunch of bullies, and they think they're going to have their way. It's not going to work. They're making those who are already angry angrier. Yes, it's bad news. They're walking around as if they're in the military, they're in Fallujah somewhere, and they, their guns out. Always with, well, they've shot people already. Okay, nothing happened. But my friend, this thing is going to come back to bite them. They have no idea. That's why I said they don't understand. They are being used. They are pawns in this whole situation. And it's going to come back to bite. There's nothing they can do about it. And some of them are already in, But also a lot of the Proud Boys and 3%ers. Do you guys remember I said that's what Trump was going to use? Well, he's using them. What is the name of the leader of the Proud Boys organization? Dario? He's, if I'm not mistaken, well, not the question I'm mistaken, if the person is right, he is working for ICE now. There's a picture of him online. Okay. I'm looking for questions. Warren Ukraine says, anyone catch the video of Trump doing, going in his pants on live TV? Then they ended the press conference, kicked everyone out. Was that what happened? I saw that video, but sometimes I'm not sure that's what happened. I mean, yes, he has some medical issues, a few medical issues. But I don't think that's why they asked everybody to leave. Let's see what happens, but I doubt it. Okay. Okay. Rosetta Kincaid, hi Milou. My community has started creating a meeting to prepare residents for ICE. Also, we are creating policies to prevent ICE from leasing properties for detention centers. Yes. Well, a lot of places, believe it or not, yeah. Well, I don't know how many of you. Well, I mentioned that yesterday or the day before yesterday. They are trying to lease a whole bunch of warehouses in order for them to transform them into prisons. I mean, can you imagine, you guys? Those things are huge. I'm sure you guys, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen some of them. Okay. But most places where they go, they turn them down. Okay. But I feel all those activities that are going on, training people on how to address, signal to one another when they are in certain neighborhood or when they are around and stuff like that, has been very effective, and it will continue to be even more effective as we move forward. And Trump tries to release them, deploy them all over the country, because it's mostly in the blue states, and then station them at the right time. Polling places and scare people. Like I was saying before that, their violence. A lot of people don't want to. This is new to Americans, at least this generation. I understand in the South before the Civil War, that those type of activities took place in the South. Please let me know if I'm wrong, but that's what I read. Okay. But the Northeast, in our lifetime, we are not used to seeing federal agents or state agents behave the way those guys are behaving. But I don't feel they're going to be able to continue doing it. And intuitively, and that's what scares me. And I am glad I'm not the only one who said it. He has the info. He knows better than I do. Governor Walz said the same thing. This thing can backfire, triggers a backlash, because people over time will react. And it can be a problem. Okay? But that's the right idea. People training and learn how to. In fact, most people should do that. I should do it because I don't know how to respond if somebody approached me or anything of that sort. Yes, I'm an American citizen, but they can tell me they don't care. They've said to people they don't care. But expect those things to get worse too. And intuitively, I feel, for the reason that I stated before. Thank you, Vicky Enrique Tario. That's who I was talking about earlier. But yes, expect those guys to be more aggressive, because Stephen is big mad. Things are not working for him, and they don't care what anyone else thinks. And like Kevin Roberts from the Heritage Foundation, if you don't like it, we'll kill you. He didn't say it that way, but basically that's what he meant. Okay. What he said on MSNBC, that was over a year ago. Blood will be shed. That's what he said. So, yeah. Keep our fingers crossed, my friends. But may let all end. And thank God. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Did you guys see? I posted her name and I almost forgot to mention it. The young lady who was dragged out of her car, Rahman, I believe her name is, her last name. I don't remember her first name. I wrote it in the title. I'm so glad, I was just showing the picture flashing. her testimony yesterday in front of Congress. It was a combination of the House Representative and senators. I did not know it was going on, and thank God I caught her speaking. And according to reports, she was probably, her speech was more touching than anyone else in the room. I mean, they all suffered at the hands of those guys. But as I was watching her, and I called one of you to say, if Trump thinks he's going to get away, well, he's going to be able to get away with all this damage him and Milou are causing, the dreaming. That woman alone, the way she conveyed, the way she explained what happened to her, Americans are not going to go for this. It's going to have repercussion. So I told the person yesterday. So I'm telling you, it was very touching. I'm sure some of you, let me scroll down to see if any of you saw it. That's why I put it there. Thank you very much, Aliya Rahman. Thank you very much, Unconditional Love Tarot. Yes, thank you, Love Wins. Yes. Okay. That was a very powerful speech. It was very touching, very emotional. You know, it's close to the way she explained it. People's reaction, Americans, would be similar to the way people reacted when Good and Pretty and Porter were killed, among others. Okay? Because how can a bunch of guys do that to a woman? Something is wrong with them, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are Proud Boys. Those guys are full of hatred. Dela Jean says she saw it. I'm glad. Okay. So you know what I mean. Okay. Her speech at not only the speech, but the video. These guys have no idea. They are pawns, and they're going to pay for it. The states are going to go after them. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, sometime this week, all the AGs from different blue states are going to meet in D.C. to come up with ways to counter what those guys are doing. And yes, they'll succeed. Like I said, they're going to have to find one of those huge warehouses that ICE is trying to rent right now to put all of them. There are going to be a lot of those guys serving time or ruin lives. Yeah, it's coming. That's my prediction. Let's see what happens. Okay. Yes. Women di Pasquale Maga Igor Minnesotans are great Americans. Yes. I saw that yesterday. I thought it was pretty good. I'm J. Jerky. Yes, the lady that's, she has a lot of challenges. I think she has a brain injury. She has other medical issues, and the way they treated her. The guys that are doing this, something is not right. All right, friends. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, Chat Managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel and you are not a subscriber yet, please subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Celtic CS says, Friday 2/13 is coming up fast and Saturn heads into Aries the next day. Yikes. Valentine's Day, karma is coming for many. You were welcome, Raymond Di Pasquale. You're welcome, Jordan Johnson. Okay, everyone, I'll see you tomorrow unless something major happens later, but I doubt it. Till then, bye.